lineup he will face, the Tigers' Kevin McGonigal. He leads things off at third base. Dylan Dingler behind the plate. Veerling, Green, Torkelson, Jones, Perez. Lee gets the start at second, and Zach Short once again at short.
There is a look at Anthony Kay. He was out for his 10th start, his 12th appearance. 52 1/3. The ERA a tick below 4, and it's been going down steadily. Not the greatest disparity between walks and strikeouts, but that's getting better also. And hard hit rate at 42.1. You look at how he's going to use his stuff today. The four-seamer at 27%, backed up by the sweeper at 21%. Then he's got a sinker, a cutter, and a changeup. He throws interchangeably. Don't look for too many sliders. We'll take a look at the defense and how Will lines them up today with Sam, Riku, and Randall in the outfield left to right. Then it's Colson, Luis Angel, Chase, and Miguel at first base. Edgar Caro behind the plate. We told you about Anthony Kay, and Sox would love to get off to a good start. Weather Bug presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. 70 beautiful degrees, humidity at 50%, and the wind, it is a factor today. 11 miles an hour left to right, and sometimes that swirls and sometimes it gets a little stiffer as you move along during the game. On the plate, it's Vic Carapazza. Calls strikes. 12% below major league average in to left-hand hitters.
Beautiful day. We are excited to get this one started. As Anthony Kay, he is ready on the mound with Kevin McGonigal stepping in. First pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one.
One of the keys to the victory yesterday was they held down a red-hot rookie in McGonigal. He was 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. You see, however, he's having a very good rookie year, and he's going to be one of their stars.
Anthony Kay has been on quite the streak here in May, as the White Sox have won each of his last 4 starts. So much attention goes to the hitters with what Miguel Vargas has done, transforming himself at the plate. But Anthony Kay has become a different guy here in this month of May.
Well, he always knew that he could do it. He just had to prove to major league hitters after 2 years in Japan that he could do it here. At least in the early going, that's been put to rest, but he's fallen behind after strike one. Now it's to make a hitter's pitch to McGonigal, and this is normally where the lefty-lefty advantage evens out.
Fires in a fastball, and the count is now full.
I think a lot of people might have been surprised, the fastball, that Anthony can run up there a lot at 97. You don't expect him to be that hard a thrower, but he really is.
There he is, gassing it up there at 97 with the sinker. .3-0 with an ERA under 2 here in the month of May for Anthony Kay. And another one fouled off.
That one hurt Caro. You can see what he's doing. He's massaging his catching hand. Sometimes you just get it in the wrong spot in the glove because of the tip. And you see there, catcher aims to hit the middle of the glove, and then when it goes anyplace else, sometimes your hand starts singing to you for a while.
Three-two pitch. Up the middle. Kay gets out of the way as Acuna makes the throw. One down to start this ball game.
There's a lesson that most pitchers know ahead of time, and that's know where your fielders are. Because he had to realize Acuna was playing up the middle. Now he has to get out of that one because it's a vicious line drive up the middle, and then Acuna makes the play easily. Good dexterity being able to get out of the way of that one.
Well, certainly glad to see that Caro is healthy because you cannot afford any more injuries. There was a late scratch before the game. Derek Hill was supposed to get the start in center field, but instead he had back tightness as Riku Nishida gets his first start in center today.
And if you missed it before the game, Brooke announced that Monet will be out from 4 to 6 weeks with a grade 2 hamstring strain, which was similar to what Kyle Teal has gone through. I believe that was also a grade 2. the one thing they want to make sure of, it doesn't matter when Onitaka comes back. He's got to be entirely healthy, because when he comes back, the Sox sure intend to be still in this race. And he wants to be healthy the rest of the way, whether it's after the All-Star break or anytime just before it.
So in his absence, Miguel Vargas gets his 6th start of the season at first base. And it's going to be a rotating cast there at first base, as Jacob Gonzalez just called up today. He has experience. He will be filling in at first base. Also, Colson Montgomery can play over there if needed for the White Sox as well. 2-2.
That's really one of the trademarks of this team, is just about everybody can play anywhere. And that's how managers these days like it. You have to have some versatility. The days of just locking somebody in full time, although you'd like that. Like Jose Ramirez, he's going to play third base for the Guardians. That's just it. He plays every day, and that's his position. But most everybody else moves.
And on the hands, popped up, and is Majdrop drifting back to make the catch for out number 2.
That's one of the things that makes Anthony Kay as difficult to hit as he is, because he's one of the few left-handers that loves to throw inside, and that's what he did to Dingler. He jammed him, couldn't get a good part of the bat on it, and we'll take another look at it. It's his 4-seam fastball, and as you can see, he hit it right on the label. That's not the sweet spot. It's between the name at the end and the label. That's the sweet spot.
Delivers strike 1 here to the center fielder, Matt Vierling. Anthony Kay, 31 years old, his first season here with the White Sox. And it was that start in San Diego that we've detailed this entire month, where he switched over more towards the middle to the first base side of the rubber, giving him that extreme now attack angle to righties.
It's very important for left-handers to be able to establish the inside part of the plate to the right-hand hitters. One of the reasons is Anthony has a very good changeup. So if you make them aware of the inside part of the plate, it makes the outside corner look a little further away, and you can't really square him up. And he will get a number of strikeouts today on that straight change to the right-hand hitters.
1-2. Missing down and in. But as Edgar Carroll pointed out to him, good miss with a pitch like that.
You're going to miss down and out of the zone. Don't miss up.
2 outs here in this first inning. Do you like that feedback from your catcher to let you know just how you're doing throughout an outing?
Catcher's going to be the first guy to know what you have on each and every pitch. Sometimes a pitcher doesn't know. There's no movement on your fastball. Let's go to something else.
Blew it by him. And 1-2-3 first inning for Anthony Kay. He has been on point here in May. Hero last night. Vargas, Montgomery, Grichuk, Caro, Benintendi, Acuna, and we talked about Nishida getting the late start in center field.
There's a look at Framber Valdez, who's had a good run against our Sox. 5-3 lifetime with a 3.0 ERA. This is his 12th start. ERA of 4.25. Now, unlike most pitchers, you have to make him get the ball up. That sinker is his primary pitch, backed up by the curveball, which is very good. The changeup, and then the slider. He doesn't throw too many sliders. He does, however, like to throw inside to the right-hand hitters.
First pitch here to Chase Majdrop. Takes that one in, ball 1.
Let's look at the key matchups. Edgar Caro, 5 for 6 with a double. I would say that's pretty good. Randall Grichuk, who's been red hot against just about everybody, 4 for 11 with a couple of doubles. Miguel Vargas, 3 for 9 with a double and a triple and a couple of walks.
Chase Majdrop turns on this one into left field. It's going to one hop off the wall. He will chug into second. A double to start things off for the Sox.
We'll take another look. This is his fastball, and this is what you have to do. This is belt high. For him, that's the danger zone. You have to make him get the ball up. If you see anything knee high, it's going to drop out of the zone. And this double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. A great way to start off this one. Now they got to find a way to push him across.
11th double of the season, and that'll bring up the hero from last night, Miguel Vargas. What a moment for him. Told me it was his first ever big league walk-off, and it was everything he could have ever dreamed of and more. So the way he set up the at-bat, he was watching the reliever on the mound, and he said, I saw him throwing a lot of breaking balls. So it's not that I was sitting on it. I was ready for a fastball. But I told myself, don't try to do too much. Just keep everything up the middle of the field. And he caught one.
He almost caught that one in the leg. And this is a hanging changeup. The changeups before were excellent, but you see it right there. It's in the middle of the plate. And you can hang a changeup just like you can hang a curve or a slider. That's exactly what happened, and that sent the crowd home delirious.
That memorable moment was presented by Prevagen. Made such improvements to his game. Increased his bat speed by over 3 miles per hour.
That might be the most amazing thing, because guys who are already established in this game, have been here a few years, you don't usually see that dramatic rise in bat speed. For Valdez, that curveball is really good. It's tight, it's quick, and you have to hope he just doesn't hit with it too much. We'll watch it again. Look at the spin.
2-2 pitch. Hydroth his leadoff double.
Here Derek Showman is telling everybody, make him get it up. Make him get it up. He's very vulnerable if you do. And if you see something knee high, don't swing, because it's going to drop out of the zone.
Breaking ball stays up, and it is ball 4. That Sox walk is brought to you by IDOT. You drive, you text, you pay. It's not a game. So good approach to start this game against Valdez as Colson Montgomery steps in.
Now, you don't anticipate it in this situation, but one of the things that drives Valdez crazy is when people start to steal bases.
And a challenge from Dingler behind the plate. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
And a ball it was, so they lose one of their challenges. Valdez has given up 33 stolen bases since the beginning of 2025. That's tied for third most in the major leagues. But more important than that, it really gets to him if you start stealing.
On the count here to Colson Montgomery, as everyone's going to have to pick up the slack without Munetaka Murakami and his 20 home runs in the lineup.
This is just a game. It's next man up. And I heard a lot of managers tell me, I'm not concerned about who's not here. I am concerned about who is here.
You know, the great thing about the story and the positive that can come out of an injury is that Will Venable telling us this morning that Murakami wants to be around, and it's important for the team to have him around because the impact he makes in hitters meetings, in the clubhouse, everybody feeds off of him and his knowledge. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count here to Montgomery. Brooke, everyone has talked about just how important Murakami is to this team, even when he's hurt.
Yeah, and Miguel told me after the walk-off last night, you know, the first person waiting for them in the clubhouse was Mune with his arms wide open. And Miguel said that just shows, you know, that who he is as a person and how close this team has become and will become with Mune at the helm there with his leadership. But he said that we just have to rally behind him. But I just love just even watching Mune in the dugout, you guys, just the way he's constantly going over, talking with guys, just trying to stay as involved as possible.
He is still a part of this team, even though he's not physically contributing on the injured list. 3-2. Back-to-back walks, and the bases are loaded here in this first inning.
This says a little capper on Mooney. He met with the press today, and it was a lot of people, as you would expect, because as soon as the doors opened, everybody rushed out to talk with him. And one of the things he said was, when they asked him, what do you see yourself doing for the length of this injury, because at the time they had to announce 4 to 6. And he said at that point that until they announce it, until they see the imaging, I won't know exactly how long it is, and it turned out to be that. But he said, I want to be around because I think I can help them in a number of different ways, not only just as a rah-rah guy, but he can certainly help the guys when he looks at them, because he's going to be looking at everybody's swing. He's going to be looking at what they do and what they don't do. He is so proficient at understanding his own swing that it can easily translate to other swings on the team. And I believe just his presence is going to help everybody around.
You've seen and been a part of so much baseball over the course of your playing and broadcasting days. You ever seen a team like this where there's so many injured guys who still want to be a part of the everyday fabric of this team?
Well, I can tell you that I've never seen a clubhouse as good as this. And I think one of the reasons is this team is so young that they came up pretty much together, some from the minor leagues who played with each other down there, and some from other organizations that are still young. And you can mold them when they're young. It's a lot more difficult when they're older.
That one gets away. Here comes Chase Mydroth, and the White Sox strike first. 1-0 lead.
That's one of the big problems with Valdez, is that between that curveball and that sinker, he's going to throw a lot of pitches in the dirt. This is a wild pitch. This looked like a changeup. And no chance at all for Dingler. He tried to move to his left, couldn't get there quickly enough. And the Sox take an early lead. And with Randall Grichuk up, you can't afford the infield back now. They're going to concede the run early, hoping they can score against Kay.
Randall Grichuk does have good lifetime numbers against Valdez, 4 for 11, but does not have a home run.
Well, they have to play him fairly deep all the way around. And by doing that, there's a lot of room to drop the ball in front of.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Grichuk hits it hard, but it's snagged by McGonigal. And that's the first out.
Well, that was 2 more taken away by McGonigal. That was a rocket. We'll watch it again. That's 2 guys who have hit the ball, and both guys have elevated the ball. That is a danger zone for a guy who lives and dies with his sinker and curveball combination. Later in the game, that sinker is going to get better.
Now the infield does come in for the Tigers, with Edgar Quero out the plate, 1 away.
Dingler's going to be doing a lot of that today. He's going to sleep very well tonight.
Got to tell you where A.J. Hinch feels about Anthony Kay and how well he is pitching to bring his infield in already in this first inning.
Detroit just hasn't been scoring. I mean, that's been, for them, the story of the month of May.
Kay with a 1-2-3 first inning is loving this by the White Sox bats. 3-0. Quero swinging. That shows you the confidence he has in his swing right now.
Well, he knows he has to lift something, because at the very least you want a fly ball here. You look around at the outfield for these Tigers, and they're going to run on pretty much all of them. You had good speed with Vargas at third.
Three balls and a strike. Lifts this one in the air to left center field. It is Vierling calling for it. As Vargas tags from third, he will score. A sac fly RBI for Edgar Quero, and the White Sox take a 2-0 lead here in the first.
That's just great execution by Quero. He realized that you got a sinker baller with a good curveball. You have to elevate something. He got ahead in the count. He got a two-seam fastball, but for Valdez, it's up, and that's been his problem this inning. There's the fly ball, and there's the two-run lead.
So the leadoff double and the walk have now come around to score, as Benintendi at the plate with 2 outs. This is the kind of response you want to see. Emotions were high after a huge come-from-behind win last night. You lose your big slugger, but the White Sox have not skipped a beat here on Saturday.
The rest of the guys in this lineup know that they're fully capable of carrying the team for any period of time, and you just have to go get them and bear down a little harder.
0-2. Swing and a miss to end the frame, but the White Sox pick up 2 runs and lead it after 1. You, as always, spending your Saturday afternoon with us.
And once again, a really nice crowd here today. Sox gave them something to cheer about early.
I don't know about you, I got so many messages last night of people who can just feel this momentum, feel the energy that has shifted with this team and is now taking over the city of Chicago.
But it's not only in Chicago. They're kind of noticing things are going pretty well here. In fact, out of Las Vegas, the odds now, which probably started out at 1%, 2% to make the playoffs, 49% chance of making the playoffs. Now, doesn't mean a great deal, but the point is you got a lot of people starting to believe in this team, and not all of them are traditional White Sox rooters.
Also seeing some of the shows that cover baseball on a national level are starting to really highlight this White Sox team and some of the great things that they've done already. Anthony Kay ahead of Riley Green, 1-2 to start this second inning. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Kay. Let's go to Brooke for her scoop from the clubhouse.
Yeah, guys, just going back to Mune and how he got his injury last night. You know, it happened in the 3rd inning when he was trying to beat out a ball there to first. But lately, we've really seen him trying to test his speed, especially on the base pass. He got his first career stolen base versus the Twins. But it makes you wonder, when he comes back, is he going to adjust his approach to his game, just being mindful of how this injury happened? And he told me, listen, you know, I want to stay healthy through the entire season, but I'm not going to change who I am as a player and how I go about my game just because this happened. And Will Venable said, listen, we're going to have those conversations. We're going to be mindful, but that's something that that's happening with all of our players, just trying to keep them healthy throughout the entire season. And Steve, I'm curious, when you were going through injuries in your career, was that even something that you were thinking about as you're trying to work your way back?
Well, I think it's something you always think about, but the one thing about pitching, Brooke, is you can't really protect yourself at all, because you're out there. And I remember one day my father came to spring training. I was coming back off a rotator cuff injury, and I had a particularly tough day against Cincinnati. And went to dinner. He said to me, "What was that?" I said, "Well, that was me getting hit very hard by the Cincinnati Reds." And he said, "No, what were you doing out there?" I said, "I don't know what you mean." He said, "You were trying to protect yourself, and you can't protect yourself in this game. You throw just like you always throw, as hard as you can throw, and then if your arm falls off, you look for something else to do. But safety first will not get it in Major League Baseball." And he was exactly right. And I think most of the guys feel the same way. But they're going to make sure, Brooke, that when Mune does come back, he is 100%. They want him healthy the rest of the year from whatever it is he gets back here.
Chopper left side. Montgomery charging on the move. The throw is there for the out. 6 up, 6 down. Good start for Anthony Kay.
Dodgers have lost his slugger, Teoscar Hernandez, out on the 10-day IL. Dodgers lead in the West. O'Neal Cruz put one in the river in Pittsburgh. It took 450 feet to get it in the drink, John and Steve.
I love the fact that all eyes are on baseball right now. Yes, there's other sports going on, NBA Finals, Stanley Cup, but it feels like baseball's having a renaissance across the country right now. Acuna lifts this one in the air to right field. As Perez towards the line will make the catch. One away to start this home half of the second inning. With 4 walk-off home runs on Friday night, it just seems like there's just so much exciting highlights in baseball going on around anytime you turn on a game.
I think there's so many great stories, and as usual, baseball is a fascinating sport at its best. Usually the interest builds, and if it builds from the crescendo it's at now, I mean, we've got something to talk about the rest of the way, because there are some engaging stories in the game.
Sam Antonacci batting in the 8-hole, quickly behind in this count, 0-2. Valdez was a huge signing in the offseason for the Tigers. A 3-year, $115 million deal. It was supposed to be one of the best rotations in baseball, but they've had so many injuries to the starting staff.
Well, look, Flaherty had come back last year, pitching pretty well. Then you have Skubal at the top, looking for a 3rd Cy Young Award in a row, and you add Framber Valdez, who is one of the best around when he's right. And they thought that would be the dominant part of their baseball team.
Foul tipped into the glove, so strike 3 on Antonacci.
I want to show you a pitch to Edgar Caro, and it'll tell you what a sinker baller sometimes has to go through. This is a 2-seam fastball. That's meant to sink. This ball doesn't sink. And the reason is that sinker ballers are overly strong in the first couple of innings usually. When Valdez is right, he's going to get ground ball after ground ball. And that's why the Sox took advantage of him, that and the errant command. And so they scored a couple of runs. This guy can shut you down easily. He wasn't able to do it. But as he moves along, you're going to start seeing him throw more ground balls, and then you'll know he's starting to feel it.
Inside, missing, 2-0 the count here to Nishida. A late addition to the lineup. If you're joining us, Derek Hill was scratched with back tightness. So Nishida's first ever big league start in center field today. Ground ball up the middle. It is short. And the White Sox retired in. Fellas, thank you so much for coming in the booth with us. So one of the cool things about today is that there will be no fireworks. There will be no effects in order to help people who have autism and make sure that everyone feels included and welcomed here at the ballpark. You've had so many cool experiences in baseball. Where does today rank here for you?
Today is definitely really high up there. Not only are the White Sox. Oh my, this is loud.
Okay, let's see if we can turn it down for you. That's okay. I'm going to adjust the volume in your headset here.
Okay, Jack, it was very loud for me also. So
it's not just
we'll
causing me ear damage.
We'll do something here. Yeah.
Anyway, so today's rank really high up there. Why is this?
All right, so it's a little loud. We're going to get that adjusted for you, Jack, because this one is lifted in the air and it's going to get out.
It's okay. The 2-1.
So Perez goes deep, a solo home run off Anthony Kay, and the White Sox lead is cut down to 1 here in this 3rd inning.
Well, that's the 3rd. It's still early.
Long way to go.
Still long way.
Long way to go in this. We'll watch it again. It's our Lexus home run replay.
Okay, as I was saying, today's rank really high up there. Sorry, this is causing. I think the problem is arising from that I'm hearing myself say it and then just having.
Okay, all right, let's see if we can. It's okay. No worries. No, you're good. You're good.
Really high up there for sure. Not only are the White Sox doing this.
Oh, it's not a tie game. No. Still long.
On top of that, Autism Awareness Day at the White Sox, so it's a good sign that this is something that is staying, and it wasn't just one-year event, which is great. If I had to choose the best White Sox moment in general, even baseball moment in general, it was the Field of Dreams game back in 2021. Not only did I love the movie, so the game being based off around that movie was a spectacular game itself, also the events of what happened. The White Sox were down pretty substantially, and it was a spectacular comeback culminating in Tim Anderson's walk-off home run, so all around a great game.
And Sabode.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
That's okay. That happens to us all the time. You became a Netflix favorite in Love on the Spectrum, but your first love is baseball. So is this a dream weekend for you? Is this something very exciting?
Yes.
You were on the field. And how was that?
On the field. I was handing lineup cards to the umpires, and I've been introducing to people on the field, and I did a lot of wavings.
What's it like to be a star of television?
What does it like to? Because I would like to recognize a lot of fans. I love meeting fans, and I like to talk at networking events about common interests, like I did that today for Major League Baseball of the White Sox. And the White Sox didn't do too good in 2022 to 25 because they couldn't go to the playoffs, and the White Sox had 121 losses, which is a modern-day record in 2024. But things have improved. 19 wins are better the next following season, and the White Sox are playing good baseball, but they are kind of at 29 and 27, so they're in a second place of a wild card spot. Let's hope the White Sox can keep the momentum going through the wild card. If they go into a September push, they have to keep on running and hitting, and Murakami needs to be healthy to keep hitting home runs. So in order to get to the postseason, they have to strike out batters very well. You don't want the opponents to hit the home runs like we used to do that in 2024 and 25, but this year I think they're going to hit many home runs for the White Sox this year.
I'm fired up already. I love that analysis.
Well, I'm going to give you my headset because it appears you know more about this team than I do. So we congratulate you for following it that closely. And this is a beautiful game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jack, it's such a cool day here at the ballpark because, like you said, it's not just one opportunity. The White Sox bringing it back for another year. How powerful is a day like today having autism awareness, letting people know that they are included in this White Sox community?
Sorry. I think today is a really powerful day. Personally, from my own experience, I have oftentimes tried to hide my autism, so to speak. It's oftentimes just felt easier when I don't have
they're
this.
out of the inning.
Sorry. So, it's oftentimes just felt easier with my lack of social skills and emotional regulation.
So the White Sox are leading 2-1.
And emotional regulation. And I do know a lot of autistic people actually feel this way.
Well, it's so great to...
Though, yeah. It's because when you bring a bunch of people into a single stadium watching baseball, you're eliminating a lot of the differences. For example, background differences. Viewpoints, motives, maybe even disabilities, especially like today. And when you put everybody under a common goal, you're really getting the message home that, hey, this is a way of the White Sox saying to the autistic community, not only are you welcome here, we understand you and we care about you and you belong.
Well, Michael and Subodh, we definitely appreciate both of you coming to the ballpark today and making sure that the autism community feels.
But he knows how to set a table. Is double leading off the game today. 7 of 11 have led off the game or an inning. He's one of the best in the game when it comes to starting off on base. We'll take a look at the leaderboard for leading off a game in just a pitch here, guys. But you'll find my draw at the top.
Setting the table for the White Sox. This is what he's done. Entering today the highest on-base percentage as a leadoff hitter. So great we had Jack Reinsdorf and Subodh Garg in the booth to just let everybody know that as much fun as we all are having, everyone is included and welcome at the ballpark, and the White Sox make accommodations for people who have autism here. In the air, fly ball to right field as Meidroth is retired as we start this bottom half of the third inning.
I think people would be surprised to realize just how many people it affects. And also, this game itself, I mean, listening to Sabot and what he went through, he knows everything. I mean, he is a great follower of the game of baseball and the Chicago White Sox specifically. And it's just a beautiful thing to be an all-inclusive ballpark and an organization. And the White Sox have been an all-inclusive organization for a long time.
White Sox have a sensory room here at the ballpark, one of the few stadiums in the country where if anyone who feels like they are a little overwhelmed with the sights and the sounds, that they can go in that sensory room and feel comfortable once again.
They're still hitting fly balls and hitting the ball in the air against Valdez. This is a time to try to get to him.
I asked Miguel Vargas, what will you remember most about that walk-off home run last night? And he said, it was when I was rounding third and I could see all of my teammates just waiting for me at the plate. He said, I just tried to race home as fast as possible so I could just join the celebration with them. And I feel like that just sums up this year's team. They all just want to be in it together. They don't want to be singled out for any one accomplishment. Lines this one into left field, so Miguel Vargas, after a walk, a single, his first hit of the ball game. And here's that moment for him. He's rounding third, and he is just living it up. Can't wait to be with his guys.
Well, he threw his helmet around because he doesn't want the pounding on his head. So they pounded on his head a little bit anyway without the helmet. But you can see the joy on his face. It's especially the first time he's ever done this, and the standing O from everybody and his teammates just gathering around.
You said it last night that there is magic with this team that we haven't felt in a while.
No, and I think you can feel it around the ballpark. You look around almost on a daily basis and you have a very enthusiastic, but even more importantly, a very big crowd. And teams will draw energy from their own fans. I mean, that's the way this game has been for a long time, as illustrated by the fact that Sox have won 14 of their last 17 here in this ballpark.
Colson Montgomery walked his first time up. We've seen Colson Montgomery do this before. He'll take his time, just kind of reset his thought process, get back on track inside the box.
Well, he also likes to take it straight back up the middle against the left-handers. That's what he's thinking about anyway. If he pulls it, it'll be an off-speed pitch hung inside. Dingler did a nice job of easing that ball back into the zone, but as you can see, it was really close.
I thought Valdez almost went to his hat. I thought he was going to try to challenge there.
Could have done that. Pitchers just aren't as good as catchers at that because pitchers thinks everything's a strike.
So the second time throwing over to Vargas here in this at bat.
Vargas has been perfect this year in stolen bases.
There he goes. Broken bat down the line, but foul.
That's the real downside of the rule where you only get 3 throws over there. If you don't get him on the third, then he goes to second base, because if you use 2 early, then you got a big problem, because then the base runner gets to take an extra step, sometimes a step and a half, and he does take off early.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Vargas staying put as the pitch fouled away.
And what the Sox would like to do is run early if they can against Valdez, because if it does truly aggravate or anger him, anger is a luxury a pitcher can't afford because it distorts your perceptions. You wind up throwing a fastball where you need a breaking ball.
Vargas takes off, grounded up the middle. Standing on the bag already was short, and he throws over to first for a double play. We saw that last night.
That's the second time in as many days, and you could go another 2 months without seeing it again. The runner going and an easy double play after that.
This is my kind of weather. Low 70s, little breeze, the sun is out. This is perfect.
This whole homestand has been just gorgeous. And talking with Roger Bossard, the longtime groundskeeper of our Sox, he just said he can't remember an entire homestand with no rain at all. Especially, yes, it's the end of spring, but especially in the spring, you just don't see it all that much. But the weather's been gorgeous. The wind, by and large, has not been blowing out. As it gets warmer in July, you're going to see this team hitting the ball out of the park much more consistently.
Grounder off the mound. Moving to his left is Acuna, makes the play. And Vierling retired for the first out here in this 4th.
Follow our Sox at Chicago.com. Presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at jeffvuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side.
You know, the other thing that this weather does, I'm noticing fans are coming out earlier and earlier to the ballpark because there's no threat of that rain in the forecast, and they are soaking it up. Grilling in the parking lot.
I was going to say, there's always tailgating, which for a game is a pretty nice thing to do. But the team does feed off it. That's any team anywhere in baseball. In front of your home fans, it just puts a charge into you. A lot more electricity, and that's why, one of the reasons why teams just play better at home.
Ground ball just past the dive of Mydroth. So Riley Green will pick up his first hit today, and the 3rd hit in the ball game by the Tigers.
Chase with a good effort, but can't get to it.
Spencer Torkelson 0 for 1 today with a ground out. As Kay looks to get it inside, and he does get there. Strike 1.
You want to tie up a power hitter any chance you get. Torkelson does have big power despite a batting average just barely over 200.
Well, we know the change he made on the rubber, but the effect it's now having, look at the opponent batting average on 2 pitches here. His 4-seam fastball April versus May, and his cutter April versus May. That is night and day.
There is no doubt it's been a radical change for him.
Ground ball, and it'll make its way into left field. So back-to-back hits for the Tigers, and runners on at first and second with 1 down.
This one finds its way through the left side. Torkelson hit the ball very hard.
So after giving up the home run in the third, Kay facing some traffic here in this fourth inning. Already got Jahmai Jones to ground out his first time up. Looking for another ground ball here. Two balls, no strikes. And you've got the home run hitter Perez waiting on deck. Okay, trying to battle his way back here in this at bat.
Still looking for that double play ground ball. Jones has grounded into 2 of them this year.
There's a ground ball. Montgomery starts it off. My drop to first. 5-4-3 double play turn.
Make that 3 of them this.
Fam.com.
This was a very spiffy 5-4-3. A hard hit ball. Montgomery with a good toss to Mydroth, and it's out of the inning. It's our Steinhoffels double play. Steinhoffels donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference.
Murakami, first one, greeting them inside the dugout. He is very much still involved with this squad. As we start this home half of the fourth, this half inning is brought to you by Davis Law.
A little more room between these two teams if that vicious line drive off the bat of Grichuk makes it into left field, but McGonigal making a nice play.
High fly ball in the center field off the bat of Grichuk. 1 down. It's been a roller coaster first season for Framber Valdez in Detroit, but really he had 2 blow-up starts against the Twins and the Red Sox. A combined 15 earned runs in 8 innings pitched. In his other 9 starts coming into play today, an ERA of just 2.37.
Look, he came over as an elite pitcher. I mean, he was signed by Houston. I mean, he's not one of those guys that wilts during the playoffs. He threw very well under playoff pressure. Yeah, between that combination of a great sinker, a good change, and a really great curveball, he's pretty tough.
McGonigal catches that one in the air as Caro is retired for out number 2. Valdez really is a fascinating story as we take another look at this liner.
No doubt about that. Shows it to Hunter Wendelstedt. And he did indeed catch it.
He was signed as an international free agent in 2015, but he was never really a high-rated prospect. First 2 seasons had an ERA just under 5, but it was that 2020 COVID-shortened year where he had a breakout year. Garrett Cole had gone to the Yankees, so there was the opening there. Justin Verlander went down with an elbow issue, so he became the ace of the Astros, and he's been one of the best in the game ever since.
It's one of the reasons why the Tigers invested some pretty substantial money in him, thinking that one of the ways to help dominate the division was to assemble the best starting rotation. They had all that in mind, and then Skubal went down, and that changed things a lot. But a big factor also, if you don't have a really established back end of the bullpen, including a lockdown closer, which is about 85% or above success rate, is really difficult to mix and match at the end.
There's that pitch down in the zone, giving lefties trouble. As Benintendi, 2-ball, 2-strike count now. Swings over the top for strike 3. Steve, you called it. Framber Valdez is getting stronger as this game. soak up the sunshine here on the south side of Chicago. And the White Sox a 2-1 lead as we start this 5th inning. This is the man who has accounted for the only run today for the Tigers. A solo shot to start the 3rd inning. As Perez fouls that one off, strike 1.
Perez is a better hitter from the right side, which is normally unusual because switch hitters get many more at bats left-handed than they do right-handed.
All right, Steve, let's go back to the 3rd inning and take a look at that swing from Perez.
He got a high fastball up and out over the plate. Anthony's had a lot of luck with high fastballs, but not this one. And with the wind blowing as it has, you have to hit a line drive to get it out, and that's exactly what he did.
Of the 12 balls put in play today so far by the Tigers, 7 have been hard hit. That's anything 95 miles per hour or over off the bat. But they only have 4 hits to show for it so far. Broken bat. It is Acuna. Side-on throw from short. 1 away here in the 5th.
Luis Angel has shown that he's a really good shortstop. First of all, he's very fast. Second of all, he gets a good jump on anything and gets away a very accurate throw. So although the Sox have been playing him some center field, you're looking at his natural position, and he's been a really good fill-in.
You can understand the kind of pressure that he put on himself to start this season. He was the key part of that trade with Luis Robert Jr. getting sent to the Mets. And they experimented in the outfield, but clearly we can tell that shortstop is his strongest spot.
You can never have too many guys that can play center, because whether you can read the ball off the bat or not, and center, if you have speed, is the easiest position to play. But you have to have speed to play center in the major leagues.
Hit hard, and that one goes into center field, as Hao-Yu Lee will pick up his first hit today.
He's hit the ball hard twice. He almost hit one out of the park back in the 3rd inning. He's reading K well. This time just takes it right back up the middle. So he came in hitting under 200, but these 2 swings don't look like it.
K fires in strike 1. Bottom of the order, Zach Short. Went down swinging in the 3rd. One of 3 strikeouts for K so far today. What have you thought of the stuff from Anthony K so far today?
I thought it was really good early. Now, second time through, they've had some good looks at him and hit the ball hard, but he's really battling. This is not his best stuff. This isn't the best we've seen him. But to win in this league, you have to win with less than your best a lot. And sometimes you go out there and you're going to have one pitch that doesn't work very well. Well, you might have 3 or 4 others that will. Sometimes you have 2 pitches that don't work well. And other times you just don't feel that magic that when things are going for you, you do feel. That's when you have to almost tap dance your way through the performance.
Well, he's had some fast feet then, because he's only given up 1.
No, he's done a nice job so far with what he's got, and that has always been the key, because even the best pitchers will tell you at best they have their great stuff 25% of the time, which means 75% of the time you have to win with less than your best if you're going to stay in the major leagues.
Checks on Lee at first.
Lee is yet to try to steal a base.
Fouled away. Oof. And Caro takes another one off himself.
Taking a beating today. The big Carapaz is going to go out. It's a breaking ball inside, and unfortunately, when you do get it inside to a right-hander, if he does foul it, it's going back right at you if you're the catcher.
Did go off the shin guard, but you're still going to feel it.
Oh, that hurts.
One out here in this top of the fifth. This half inning brought to you by St. Xavier University. And check. It had a little lean there from Lee as he got back.
Well, now that's two, and now this is a one-way lead. He was trying to force the throw. You could see the way he was leaning. He took a bigger lead, but his only thought was to get back to first base, and he did what he wanted to do. He forced the second throw.
Two balls, two strikes. As Kay comes to the plate, missing outside. It's now full. He's got top of the order Kevin McGonigal waiting on deck. Trying to attack this 9-hole hitter Zach Short.
Lee has not attempted a stolen base yet. However, if he gets a bigger lead here after two throws over there, then you know he's probably gone. That is a little bigger lead.
Inside, missing, ball 4. So the Tigers have 2 on. Let's go to Connor.
Let's take a look at the dashboard page for Tigers rookie Kevin McGonigal. Remember, on Baseball Savant, red is good, blue is bad, and there's not a whole lot of blue. Great all-around hitter with big discipline. The scouting report on McGonigal coming up. You can see that in evidence in the chase percentage and whiff percentage. The projection is evident. Most think he'll get to more power as he gets comfortable. McGonigal turns 22 in August this year, guys.
Unbelievable in what they think the ceiling is for McGonigal. That's why they gave him that big contract.
I agree with most of the prognosticators that say he's eventually going to hit for power. I think he will hit for power. Short, quick stroke. He's very strong. And that's usually the last thing to come along for most hitters who are not overwhelmingly strong.
Ground ball right side. Mydroth goes to second for 1. And that's all the Sox will get. 2 away with runners now on the corners here in the 5th.
McGonigal's got some pretty good speed. And this is probably a throw that Acuna shouldn't make, because nothing good can happen by making this throw. He had no chance to get McGonigal. I mean, he's well by the bag at that point. Just hold that, put it in his pocket. But the throw anyway, and leaves runners at the corners. McGonigal's the one guy on this team that consistently runs. This is not really a running situation. You got Dingler up, who's hit 11 home runs against the left-hand starter. But he's 8 for 8 in stolen bases.
Comes inside, strike 1 to the catcher Dylan Dingler, who is 0 for 2 today.
80 pitch mark for Anthony Kay. And after the first 2, it has not been a coasting 80 pitches. He's had 3 innings in a row where he's had to go to the well.
In on the hand, slow roller, Acuna. He will come to first with it as Kay gets out of the jam. White Sox holding on to that 1-run lead. It's a party on the south side anytime the Sox are playing. This has been such a fun season as the fans are season. A 10-6 record. There is just something about when they play here with their different jerseys every Friday night. Acuna showing bunt, puts it down. It is fielded by McGonigal. And the adjustment at first by Torkelson will get Acuna.
Torkelson has gotten so much better with his footwork, because if you don't have good footwork, you can't make this play. They're going to look at it again. It looked to me like he had his foot on the bag, and that's exactly what it was. It's a good bunt. McGonigal makes a nice play, throws it off center, and Torkelson with his foot on the bag. McGonigal has shown he's a pretty good defender. And a very good pick at first with the foot on the bag, and that's as big an improvement as Torkelson has made offensively. Defensively, he's made great strides.
First 2 games of the series, they have been tight, even though this Tigers team has been struggling.
Both teams have played pretty solid defense in this series.
That one well out of the zone, but Antonacci deciding not to challenge.
Sox still have 2. And I think maybe middle of this year and the rest of his career, he'll challenge that.
It changes the entire course of the at-bat, because now you expand your strike zone in an 0-2 hole.
No doubt. So congratulations being married today, Bonnie and Victor Kovacevic. Bonnie's family, owners here for years. Don Karincic, one of the great baseball people around. We just have to wish them all the luck in the world. They got married in Sarasota, Florida. So congratulations, Bonnie and Vic.
Ishida on the grounder. He'll be retired. A 5-pitch 5th inning.
National Guard.
Always love our GovX hero of the game as we start this top of the 6th inning.
Bullpen up and going for the Sox, just in case. Anthony Kay, the last 3 innings have been at a lot of stress as Grant Taylor starts throwing in the pen.
Dive by Acuna to his feet. And not in time as Vierling beats it out, but what an effort at short.
They'll probably take another look at it. It looked like he beat it, but I think they'll say play on. This was a great effort. But he beats it by an eyelash. And that is base hit easily. Nice play by Acuna.
Riley Green, that's a broken bat, so it's not going to carry as he flies out to Grichuk. But no, he dropped the ball. They did not rule a catch for Grichuk in right. Everybody's safe.
He's out at second.
At second, I apologize. They got the force at second.
Now A.J. Hinch wants to take another look at it. We'll watch it again. He puts his glove over his eyes and just drops the ball. But he has a presence of mind to still get the ball into second base.
I thought he got in there. So we're right now in a Northwestern Medicine Manager's Challenge. We're taking a second look at the play. It's always a good idea to get a second opinion. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Detroit is challenging the out call at second base.
So it'll go to the command center in New York as they will take a look at all the angles. to see if Vierling did get that hand to the bag before the throw came in.
We'll watch it closely at second base. And this is awfully close. I mean, this call could go either way. And again, bear in mind, it was an out call at second, so it has to be definitive proof that he was safe. Call by Edwin Moscoso.
It was in and out of the glove of Grichuk in right field.
And you were looking at first, was it on the transfer? It was not. It just dropped out of the glove. So that's maybe what the umpires were looking at and talking about first before they went to New York. Sometimes when you put your glove in front of your eyes instead of off to the side, just sometimes it obscures that look. Acuna did it right.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner is safe, and Detroit will retain their challenge.
So it'll go E9 on Grichuk in right field.
I believe they got the call right. So here comes Will. That's going to be it for Anthony Kay. He's held him to 1 run so far. It hasn't been his best, but he was very effective. First slide of the game presented by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. And there is the slide. He was safe, and so it puts 2 on with nobody out as Grant Taylor out for the 23rd time with an ERA in the low 2s and lots of strikeouts.
Starts him off with the big hook. Strike 1 to Torkelson.
Spencer Torkelson can do a lot of things, but one of them is not running. He's grounded into 4 double plays this year.
Oh, 0-2. This top of the 6th inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. Fastball by him. 3 pitches as Grant Taylor gets the strikeout.
Colt Keith is going to bat as a pinch hitter. There's a 4-seam fastball. And just touching the ball, it sticks in the glove, and that's a first big out. We saw Keith in the ball game last night. He came on to hit for Jones. They love his bat. His defense has been spotty at times.
Fans in the outfield feeling that the White Sox need a little lift. They have taken the shirts off. It is tarps off time. Hoping to get the White Sox out of this jam here in the 6th inning. One ball, 1 strike to count. Got the knees to buckle, but the breaking ball stayed high. Ball 2. And on the hands, popped up. Coming over is Nishida, taking over from center field. Route number 2.
Look, the center fielder is the captain of the outfield, and although Nishida doesn't play a whole lot of center field, he let Grichuk know that he's got it. First of all, he's got a much better arm. Second of all, He does have a dependable glove. He comes across, he yells for it. Credit Grichuk with giving way. As soon as he saw Nishida say, "I've got it," and he can hear what he's saying, he gets away from him. That's good communication. Stops the collision, and they get the out.
And you see how fast he got that ball out of his glove, firing it to third so the runner couldn't advance.
Well, he's got a very strong arm, as we've seen, but he's also a lifetime second baseman, and a quick release is essential if you're going to play second.
.99 on the corner, strike two.
I wish he'd have challenged that.
0-2 from Taylor, and the breaking ball is fouled away. There's energy here at the rate, and a fastball got him looking, and a challenge from Perez. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Let's take a look.
I wanted him to challenge the last one, not this one.
Detroit has one challenge remaining.
It's still just 1-2, with Grant still in command of this at bat.
First and second, two down.
A bit tardy on that one, and so now a world of choices. That overhand hook or the fastball. Perez has been late on the fastball.
Goes with the breaking ball, gets the ground ball, and Maedro's throw in time.
Leadoff spot. When he isn't, they've turned to Sam Antonucci. You look at their first 40 big league games, it's easy to see why. Sam just reached that milestone, and the comparison is striking. Both is in their first 40 games, both get on base at a high clip, while Chase did it more through walks. Sam has found his own way to reach base, already getting hit by 11 pitches. They're true table setters who put pressure on the defense every time they reach. And Steve, when you have two players with that kind of skill set in the same lineup, just how much of a luxury is that?
Well, Brooke, I love when they hit 9 and 1 because it gives you a couple of table setters, and then obviously it was Murakami when he was in the lineup. You had the three big boys right behind the two table setters, and that is a tremendous luxury. And plus, both of these guys can steal a base, so that's just another aspect they bring to it.
Ground ball and foul. Home half of the sixth. This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen.
When you have a left-hander on the mound against a right-hand hitter, especially a guy who throws a lot of sinkers and a lot of breaking balls, the third baseman can't stray far from that line. He's going to get a lot of activity down there.
Tapper to the right side, charging is Lee with the glove flip. My goodness, what a play.
We'll watch it again, and this is not an easy play. Guys have a tendency to throw it up, but this one stays right there. Perfect flip.
It looked real casual. He made it look easy, but that is one of the best plays you will see this season.
What you're seeing is progressively more ground balls from Valdez, and this is what happens later in the game to any sinker baller. But the guy who did hit it in the air last time in the third inning was Vargas on that base hit.
And that was just pitch number 70 in the ball game. He had a 5-pitch fifth inning and a 9-pitch fourth inning.
Well, Sox had their shot in the first inning, but a line drive off the bat of Grichuk was caught by McGonigal. That would have put 2 more runs up there, and he was vulnerable in the first.
Hit home to left field, but Green will get there and make the catch for out number 2. Colson Montgomery's 0 for 1, a walk, and grounded into a double play. Lifts this in the air to left. Green going back, looking up, and it's off the wall. Montgomery hustling, and he will get to second. A 2-out double.
Last two guys have elevated, which means it could be Fromber might be tiring a touch. This one came an eyelash from going out of the ballpark. It's slicing, hits the wall. Nice play by Green. Can't get it back in time, and this double brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. Well, there is nothing more than a guy who wants to atone for a mistake made. Fortunately, it did not hurt the Sox. Randall Grichuk right here is grinding for a base hit. That's an insurance run out there that they would love to put a little daylight between themselves and the Tigers.
Lines this one to right field, but it's going to be caught by Perez. And that's going to end the
Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
Welcome back as we start this 7th inning. White Sox a 2-1 lead. And Grant Taylor comes back out. And there's the birthday boy. Happy birthday. 24-year-old now, Jacob Gonzalez, who was called up today. Whoa, watch out. That bat goes flying. As Zach Bove, the quick hands.
Unfortunately, that one didn't get a piece of anybody, which is really good. Otherwise, this goes sailing into the stands. And that was one of the more dangerous things that happened. Nice play by Zach.
See, everybody's taking cover. But Zach Bove, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He likes to mix things up. He is not afraid, and he was just waiting for it to come down and calmly snagged it.
Now, Lee has had a couple of very good at-bats today, but granted it was against Kay, the left-hander. And Will Venable says, you know what, tomorrow will take care of itself. I'm going to keep Taylor out there into the 2nd inning. Yes, sir.
Fastball, got him looking, strike 3. Let's go to Connor.
We'll head down on the farm. Austin Hayes was at AAA Charlotte last night, had himself a couple of hits. His first game in that rehab assignment since the 24th. At AA, Gabe Davis will make his first start at the level this year. He's a pitcher that could really rise through the ranks, guys. A 5th-round draft pick last season. He's been outstanding at high A. Look out for Gabe Davis.
All right, looking forward to see as he works his way through the minor league system. Zach McKinstry, he will pinch hit in the 9-hole with 1 out in the 7th inning.
We got give a little credit to Anthony Kay. He went into the 6th inning, went 5+, gave up just 1 run on 6 hits, just 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He clearly did not have his great stuff today, but he battled them and kept his team in the game, and he and his ball club now in line for a victory, but a long way to go in this one.
And it was the same thing that we saw from him the last time he took the mound Monday against the Twins. Gave up just that 1 home run and really battled to keep the White Sox in the game. The White Sox won that one 3-1, and that was coming back from that West Coast trip where they didn't play their cleanest of baseball, but Anthony Kay helped the team get back on track.
Well, you figure a full season for most starting pitchers with a 5-man rotation is going to be 30 to 32 starts. And they're just not all going to be enchanted starts. You're going to have some days where you have to dazzle them with your footwork and make really good pitches. And again, with less than your best. That's what Anthony did today. And that is the maturation of a major league pitcher.
2-2. Breaking ball driven down the line in right field, but foul.
I think a good fastball away here because McKinstry was late on the fastball. That time he got out in front of that breaking ball, which stayed up a little higher.
Two. Climbed the ladder, but fought off.
Another fastball late. McKinstry started the game last night. Went 0 for 3.
He has now fouled off 6 in a row.
You can see, I mean, his specialty, straight left-hand hitter. Not going to face too many lefties, but he does some damage against righties.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Yes, sir. He went around as Carroll throws down to complete the strikeout. 2 away.
And what a weapon Grant Taylor is. There's just some times where you need strikeouts out of your bullpen. That's what he did with 2 on and nobody out last inning. That's what he's done with the first 2 hitters this inning.
Breaking ball misses. Ball 1 here to Kevin McGonigal. 1 for 3. But Taylor stays with it. Strike 1.
So Anthony Dominguez loosening in the pen. So a lot of people are wondering why it's Dominguez loosening up to pitch the 8th inning. It's because that's their best part of their lineup.
Upstairs, Grant Taylor let him know as he lets out the roar. Strikes out the side here in the 7th. 1, 2,
3. And see you later.
Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Well, we appreciate you making White Sox baseball part of your Saturday afternoon as we look at the out distribution for Framber Valdez on the mound.
The groundouts have come later in this one. 8 flyouts and 4 Ks.
So McKinstry, who just pinch hit, will stay in the game and play short for the Tigers. Last time out for Valdez on the mound was Sunday at Baltimore. He went 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits and 1 run. So he is now starting to stack. Good performances on the mound. Carroll lifts this high in the air. Back it goes. And it is gone. Edgar Carroll, his 2nd home run of the season. It's a solo shot to start this bottom of the 7th. And the White Sox take a 3-1 lead.
Last 4 hitters have hit the ball in the air. And for a sinker baller, that means he's tiring. A.J. Hinch has him into the 7th inning, and the Sox pick up a much-needed insurance run. We'll watch it again. This is a rolling curveball, not a breaking curveball, and I think Edgar knows he's got enough of it. Even with the wind blowing against it, it was hit hard enough to get well out of here.
Strike 1 delivered to Andrew Benintendi as Edgar Carroll starting to see his swing come back around.
Driven in 2 of the runs today. Sacrifice fly in the 1st inning and a big solo home run here in the 7th.
Benintendi sends this one down the line in right field. It's going to drop in fair territory. kicks around in the corner. He will shut it down at second. A home run, now a double for the White Sox.
Well, AJ is watching a very tired starting pitcher. Sox trying to get some more runs. This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. And that's 2 fly balls this inning and 5 fly balls in a row, and that is the danger spot for Valdez.
And this is what we call buying some time, as everybody on the infield has the conversation on the mound as the bullpen getting up and loose for the Tigers.
They were going to stay out there as long as Vic Carapazza allowed them to. That was a good time with Acuna. It's a good time to think about a bunt. I know that Torkelson certainly is, because he's in at first base. But if you do bunt, you want it to third.
Pulls it back, missing inside, ball 1. Swinging away, slashes this one in the air to right field. As Perez settles underneath, Benintendi will shut it down and stay at second. Another great crowd here at the rate. We had over 30,000 last night. Official attendance today, 29,435. And we've got to thank each and every one of you for showing up, as the White Sox have felt the energy here at home. Sam Antonacci 0 for 2. Both strikeouts today.
First inning, very labor intensive, the 26 pitches. Other than that, he's been fairly economical.
You could tell, you said it at the time, you've got to be able to capitalize early on a guy like Valdez.
Early and then late when he starts throwing fly balls and line drives.
Chopper to the right side. It is Lee, the toss to first, as Benintendi gets to third with 2 outs now. And with another lefty coming up, they're going to leave Valdez in this game and pitch to Riku Nishida.
It's really a great play here, and I don't know if this is in the arsenal for Nishida, because we've seen him push bunt a couple of times. But with the left-hander that falls off the mound to the third base side and the first baseman who's back a bit, a drag bunt is outstanding here, because Nishida will beat anybody to the bag.
Riku Nishida 0 for 2, both ground outs to short today. On the ground and rips it into right field. Benintendi, he will trot home. It's a 4-1 White Sox lead. An RBI single from Riku Nishida.
A lot of things going right, and one of them is Valdez is still in the game. This one's going to cost him another run. Nishida takes it through the right side. Valdez will depart. The Sox have a 3-run lead, and the Tigers will go to the bullpen. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead. Bo Brisky coming out for the 23rd time.
There goes Nishida. This pitch is drilled to center field as Vierling drifts back, and he makes the catch to end the threat. But it was started off by the bomb from Edgar Caro.
From the right side, taking it way back. Then the double. Then the base hit. And the Sox have a 4-1 lead heading into the 8th.
.com/Sox split. It is valid for Illinois residents 18 and over. Nice total day. Up over $25,000 right now if you get in on the action.
Closer's in the ball game in a non-save situation unless he goes 2, and I don't think he'll do that, but he's on for the 24th time. ERA of 4.15. I know what was going through the mind of Will Venable is that this really is the heart of the order, and sometimes the heart of the order is a little tougher, so you bring your closer in the 8th, then worry about the 9th when it gets here.
The fans in the outfield are going through their version of the roll call, calling out all the names of the players on the field as they give them acknowledgement. This is some atmosphere now. Fly ball in the left field. Antonacci going back, and he makes the diving grab. What a play in left by Antonacci, and the salute from Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Well, I think we're getting to the point where we can say of Sam Antonacci that he's not a second baseman playing left field. He's a left fielder. What a play this is. And this really solves a great deal of difficulty because that's at least a 2-base hit, the diving grab, and the first out of the inning.
Pinch hitter at the plate. It'll be Gage Workman. The lefty coming off the bench. You know, we came on the air today wondering who was going to be able to step up without Munetaka Murakami. The unfortunate news that he is out 4 to 6 weeks with that grade 2 hamstring strain. But it seems like every single guy has done a little something to contribute so far here today.
And I really believe that this team has a great awareness of where they are at any one given time. And they know with their star going down that everybody has to pull a little bit harder on the rope. And we're seeing it today. You're seeing supreme effort all around the diamond. This game for a long time, it was 2-0 for a while, then 2-1, and stayed at 2-1 for a bit. Now the Sox have a little daylight, but can't take anything for granted here.
Sir Anthony Dominguez gloves that comebacker, and the flip for out number 2. It's time now for a message from Ankin Law.
Cool under pressure.
Competitive, yet relaxed.
High intensity, nice.
Leader in the infield.
Leader in the courtroom. Have you been injured? Call Howard. 312-6-million.
Injury law made personal. That's Ankin Law.
He just called out Miguel Vargas's name as he raised his hand to salute the fans. This is different.
It's truly different than I've seen here in a long time.
Two outs. Riley Green at the plate. Comes up empty on that off-speed pitch. Strike 2.
It was funny. All of us get a chance to talk to Will before the game, and I asked him about the depth of this organization. I said, in spring training, did you have any idea that not only was the top guys here fairly talented, but how about the depth of the organization? He said, we certainly liked what we saw. We didn't know how they perform up here, but it's been a wonder.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Sir Anthony Dominguez shutting them down in order in the 8th, thanks to this catch from Antonacci.
When you retire the leadoff man, it makes the rest of the inning a little easier. And what a play that was. The Sox have 3.
The odds for White Sox hitters to go deep today. Well, we didn't have Edgar Carroll on this list, but there is still time for Vargas and Montgomery. Plus 410, plus 490.
How about Carroll? He was probably the favorite to hit a home run today. You'd figure with that lineup, you have to put Edgar in there. When you're in a tough and tight game, late add-on runs make such a huge difference. You had the lead anyway, but now it's a lot more comfortable. And Sir Anthony pitched a whale of an 8th inning against a really tough part of this Tiger lineup.
And as much as he is the closer, Will Venable has told us, we will use him outside of 9th inning situations, to your point, if there's a pocket that comes up where we really need him.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, you can save a game in the 8th inning. It's not official until the 9th. You get a hold if you get him in the 8th, but that was a tough part of the lineup. And Will knew with Dingler and then Workman, you knew you're going to get a pinch hitter for Vierling, and then Green. Maybe, just maybe, you finish the inning without facing Torkelson, because at the time when he made that decision, when he had Sir Anthony up, it was only a 1-run game. And he thought, okay, I'll use my closer then, and if he shuts him down, then we'll worry about the 9th when the 9th gets here.
Colson Montgomery high in the air to right field. It is McKinstry backing up at the wall. Get out! Colson Montgomery, his 14th of the season. Second home run by the White Sox today. It's now a 5-1 lead here in the 8th.
Well, I'll tell you this before the replay. That's our Lexus Experience Amazing home run replay. And Lord knows I'm amazed. So we'll watch it again. Tries to get a fastball inside at 97. Only Colson gets ahead of the bat on it. And this one, with the wind blowing that way, just carries out of the ballpark.
So it's Edgar Carroll with a couple of RBI today. Home run by Colson Montgomery. Antonacci, that incredible catch in left. Anthony Kay, a good start on the mound. Riku Nishida, an RBI single. So many players chipping into this effort today. Even on the error, Randall Grichuk unable to make the catch in right field, but Grant Taylor coming in and picking up his teammate.
Then there are just certain times where you have to have a strikeout. And Grant Taylor came in a situation with 2 on, a 1-run game, nobody out, runners to first and second. You can't have contact there. Little chopper in the infield, they move into scoring position. Deep fly ball, one of them moves into scoring position. You need a strikeout. He got the strikeout, then get out of the inning. And then decided he liked that strikeout so much he struck out the side in the 7th.
Grant Taylor struck out 4 of the 6 batters that he faced.
And what a weapon he is coming out of that bullpen. Because when you're striking out hitters, you can't hit home runs. And sometimes you just need strike 3. These were one of those times. Trevor Richards loosening up in the Sox pen.
Edgar Caro strokes this one into right center. He's starting to feel it, folks. A home run his last time up, and now a single here in the 8th.
That goes with a sacrifice fly in the first inning. He put the Sox on the board and having another solid game.
Andrew Benintendi, he is 1 for 3 today. Doubled and scored his last time up in the 7th, where the White Sox put up 2 runs. Adding another here in the 8th. White Sox have been squaring up some baseballs today. Benintendi, he turns on this one. Watch it fly. It's a Benny bomb here in the 8th, and the White Sox have broken it open against the Tigers. Second home run here in this 8th inning, a 2-run shot. It's now 7-1.
That's home run number 4. He's now driven in 25. This is our Lexus Experience Amazing home run replay. And this a no-doubter. Wind, no wind. This is going out of the park. It's a blast.
Steve, this is the 11th game this season where the Sox have hit 3 or more home runs.
I think you saw with all the feelings of your star leaving the game early, as Mooney did in the ball game last night. This team came out today, no signs of even a 1% let up. Same effort. Close game for a long time, and then the add-on runs late, and the Sox have a pretty comfortable lead at this point with 3 outs to go.
The Bats woke up on that first West Coast trip out to Sacramento against the A's, and this has been a different team ever since.
They certainly have dominated in this park.
2-2 to Acuna.
And gone are the days, because this is, whether the wind blows to left or right, when it gets warmer, and it is today, it has been this homestand, this is a launching pad. Years past, Sox didn't have that kind of power. Now they do, and now home field is a big advantage for them.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And fouled off behind the plate.
I was looking at it. I think there's only 3 or 4 teams in the American League that have winning records on the road, which means that if you're going to have any aspirations of postseason play, you have to dominate your home park. You play 81 games here, and you have to make it an advantage. And now it is, with the Sox having more power than most teams coming in.
And they're facing a Tigers team who has the worst road record in Major League Baseball. They have lost 22 of 30 road games this year, and the White Sox just taking advantage of it.
Nobody's going to feel sorry for you in this game.
As Acuna spoils another one.
I know one thing, when the Sox were busy losing 121 games, nobody said, geez, we feel awful. We're going to give you a couple games in the series because you guys are really struggling. No, they come in to try to beat your brains out, and that's what this game is.
And that's where so much of the excitement comes from this year. Having experienced these last 2 years, and for the fans, for all the years that they've gone back through this, it has been a long journey for the White Sox to be relevant again. Three-two to Acuna. Quite the battle here. This next pitch will be number 12. And Acuna wants to see another one.
There's a happy fan who stayed late in this one and got himself a souvenir and show for it.
13th pitch. And Acuna drives it but pulls it foul. How about this? A 6-run lead. And you got Acuna going into his bag, doing whatever he can to try to get on here.
Well, the man who had more hits than anybody else in baseball, Pete Rose, said the key was you never have a wasted at bat. Doesn't matter what the score is, doesn't matter what the inning is. Every at bat, you bear down each and every at bat.
Pitch number 14. And a challenge from Dingler. It was called ball 4. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
They have one left and there's no carryovers. And he got it.
Ball is overturned for a strike. The strike fouls, one challenge remaining.
White Sox add 3 runs. It was first Colson Montgomery going deep. And then how about a little Benny bomb, a 2-run shot. Sox take a 7-1 lead.
See the Twins for 3 more. We just saw them the off day, and then it's at Philadelphia before heading home.
First pitch swinging. As the Tigers a single to start this 9th inning. Second hit for Spencer Torkelson.
There's the numbers for Trevor Richards. On for the 10th time. His ERA a tick below 7.
So some defensive changes. Tristan Peters enters the game. He will play center, and Nishida moves from center to play right field. White Sox still need 3 more outs to wrap up this one. And the air popped up shallow left field as Antonacci races in and just makes the grab.
Well, Acuna called for it after Antonacci called for it, and that the guy coming in has the call. He has the easier play, so Luis Angel has to give way a little sooner because Antonacci calls for it and then Acuna calls for it. Much easier play for the left fielder. Finally, Acuna gives way and they do get the out, but not where a little heart pounding action.
This was just a 2-1 White Sox lead heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. And the White Sox have scored 5 runs in the last 2 frames. Popped up. It is my drop with the grab, and the Sox are an out away from wrapping this one up.
Late add-on runs really make things a lot more comfortable for everybody in that pen.
Over 29,000 rising to their feet here at the rate. Loving game 2 of this 3-game series against the Tigers. That one will get out of play. Anthony Kay got the start. Gave way to Grant Taylor, who went 2. Sir Anthony Dominguez pitched the 8th, and now Trevor Richards looks to shut the door. There is strike 2. Oh-2 pitch. Caro is wanted to challenge, but I guess he took a little too much time to get in.
Barbosa said, you know what? That's too much time. Nice idea. Just do it a little sooner. Sox still have 2 in the bag.
1-2. That one goes low out of the zone. Two-two pitch. Got him looking. Called strike 3, but we do have a challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
This looked like to me it's going to be strike 3, and that's exactly what it was.
That's ball game. White Sox wrap it up, a 7-1 win. That's now 4 in a row, and they take this series against the Tigers.
There's no place like home. Get your rest. Day game tomorrow, and it's getaway day, and I'll talk to you then.
Oh, I love this atmosphere. White Sox have won 15 of their last 18 here at home. Another outstanding performance. This, the first game without Munetaka Murakami. We appreciate you, as always, for spending your Saturday afternoon with us. For Steve Stone, Brooke Fletcher, Connor McKnight, I'm John Schriffen. Coming up after the break, stay with us. White Sox postgame live, presented by Yingling.